Coming up tonight, claims that 5,000 people will be hired to enforce restrictions this Chinese New Year have been debunked as fake.
After an MP's social media appeal goes viral, she tells us she never expected such an overwhelming response.
And when I saw the comments come in so fast, so furiously, people wanting to donate and people wanting to help, it really renews my faith in people.
And tossing tradition aside, Sue-Ann and I try out a new way to Lohei, and we speak to the creator of the viral Lohei app. This is the Straits Times Newsnight. I'm Dylan Ang.
I'm Sue-Ann. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Now, our top story today, an audio clip circulating on WhatsApp about people being hired to enforce household visit rules during Chinese New Year, has been debunked by the Ministry of Sustainability and the Environment. The clip, spoken in Hokkien, alleges that 5,000 individuals are being engaged to check households for breaches of the 8-person visitor limit. It also claims that each person will be paid $15 an hour and will be visiting homes in several housing estates. MSE said that there is no such hiring exercise in the works and added that the number of safe distancing ambassadors have remained constant, with no plans to hire additional ambassadors during the Chinese New Year period.
For the 6th straight day, there are no new COVID-19 infections in the community. 34 new cases were reported today, all of whom imported ones who have been placed on stay-home notice upon arrival here.
And for the first time, Singapore is able to produce its own high-quality mask filters, designed to be used with reusable masks. Produced by ST Engineering, the filters are said to be much lighter and much more breathable. Trade and Industry Minister Chan Chun Sing explains the new machines allow production to be ramped up quickly should the need arise.
The capabilities build up will sustain us for the long term. In future, we never know which other disease might come about and what kind of filters that we may need. But very important is our ability to bring together the knowledge to produce the filters of a certain high quality for ourselves. That will come in very important for any other future pandemics or any other future medical contingencies.
Law and Home Affairs Minister K. Shanmugam says Singapore's religious harmony is unique and must be protected. The minister attended a meeting today with Christian and Muslim religious leaders following the detention of a teenager who was planning to attack Muslims at 2 mosques in Singapore. It's the first case of far-right extremism here, and Mr. Shanmugam said there aren't easy answers to tackling self-radicalization.
Public education is something that we have been very strong on. And we will have to go back to the drawing board to see whether there is more that can be done in educating our young people. But that's a combined effort. The government has one part, the community and religious leaders have a second part, the parents have the biggest role. So unless all 3 parts come together and work together, it's always going to be an uphill struggle.
Now, speaking of religious harmony, Culture, Community and Youth Minister Edwin Tong, a Roman Catholic, was the guest of honour today at the Thaipusam Festival. He received a warm welcome from Mr. V.R. Viswanathan, President of the Chettiar's Temple Society, and he spoke with devotees about their experiences on carrying out their prayers. He expressed gratitude that Singaporeans respect and celebrate each other's faiths and practices, reflecting our rich diversity.
Overall, the Thaipusam Festival is a muted affair this year amid the pandemic. Devotees had to complete temperature screening before entering the temples, and there were separate routes for general visitors and those carrying milk pots. There were also no foot processions with kavadis, with no large crowds and musical instruments this year. From us on the Newsnight team, here's wishing all devotees a blessed Thaipusam.
Now let's take a look at what's been trending on social media today. And it's Singaporeans rising to the occasion, lending a generous helping hand and donating everything a desperate mother and daughter needed for their rental flats, and all in just 10 minutes. Now this came after a mother and her 7-year-old daughter were chased out of their flat by her husband, with only $85 and no family to turn to.
The 29-year-old woman had earlier approached MP Sun Xueling for help. Yesterday, Ms. Sun appealed for a list of furniture and household appliances on behalf of the mother who had secured a rental flat but could not afford to buy these essential items. Members of the public quickly responded with donations, which included a fridge and a water heater. Ms. Sun spoke to Newsnight about the incident.
When I put up the post to source for items to help Madam N to move into her rental flat, I never expected such overwhelming response. And when I saw the comments come in so fast, so furiously, people wanting to donate and people wanting to help, it really renews my faith in people. And I think the same goes too for Madam N. In her dire circumstances, to be helped by strangers wanting to help her and her 7-year-old daughter, it really renews our faith in the kindness of people around us and in their generosity.
Ms. Sun also told us that she spoke to Madam N today and she will be catching up with her in person tomorrow.
Now, what a heartwarming story.
Now, speaking of heartwarming, it's been a while since the Bernie Sanders meme was circulating around the internet. The one where he is dressed in a pair of quirky brown mittens and an olive green coat. Now, it gets better. A crochet doll made to resemble that look has gone viral and has been sold for $20,300 US. The woman behind the doll is Toby King from Texas, who says she took 7 hours to recreate Sanders' look. She had then posted a picture of the 9-inch doll on Instagram, where it garnered thousands of likes and comments. She later auctioned it on eBay and said the proceeds will go to charity organization Meals on Wheels America. How awesome!
Now, here's something I think we can all identify with. Have you ever been so tired at work and slumped over at your desk? Take a look at these tired-looking bear plushies from IKEA Japan, which have been quite the talk on Twitter. A user had tweeted pictures of the jumbo-sized plush toy in poses that show them in rather adorable positions, often slumped over or slouching.
While it's not clear whether the user was the one who arranged the bears, it didn't stop other netizens from having a bit of fun with the bears' state of permanent repose, with one suggesting that the bears were having a rough day at work and perhaps even a bear suffering from a hangover. Now, if you want to get your hands on one though, bad news, they aren't currently available in IKEA here.
What a pity, Dylan. I want one of these so badly. They're me, and plus they look really squishy.
I'm not a big fan of plush toys, but I can definitely see the appeal.
And it's almost that time of year again to toss that radish, cucumber and carrot. But this year's Lohei will not be quite the same after the authorities announced a series of measures to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. Now, these include no shouting of auspicious phrases.
With all these new restrictions, you may be wondering how to Lohei this year. Now, thankfully, we have a solution in the form of an app that shouts it all for you. Mr. Ko Bing Liang, also known as DJ Bing, is the man behind the app and tells us his motivation for doing it.
There's two things. One is popular demand. Everybody was sharing the Yangtseng app, was saying, hey, why not we have a Lohei app? And the other thing also was that it was basically I saw that there really was a need for that, because of the new regulation, and so I thought that this was something where I can help make it less awkward, right? If you really cannot toss yu sheng, you cannot do Lohei silently. It just doesn't make sense. Lohei without shouting is a salad, right? So what's the point?
How ingenious. And by the way, it's all for a good cause. Mr. Ko says if you've enjoyed using the app, you can scroll to the bottom of the page and donate to a charity of your choice through the links there.
Now, definitely see myself using this app a lot this Chinese New Year. But if you're still unsure on how the app will work during CNY, here's our step-by-step guide. Have a look. Buy your Lohei.
Keep your group to 8.
Keep your mask on.
Prepare the app.
Add in the ingredients and press the auspicious phrases.
今年满屋
Toss and huara! Time to eat. Now, I hope that little tutorial helps, or at least puts a smile on your face. And with that, we wrap up the Straits Times Newsnight. Do visit straitstimes.com to see more news and videos.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the button below. Have a great evening. See you tomorrow.